Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's event is Beyond the Ballroom, virtual and hybrid event success, secrets to success. And so let's get started with our first slide. What are the obstacles to holding a virtual or hybrid event, Claire?
I think the first thing that I hear from most people is that they don't have experience with running virtual events. And this is understandable, but that's easy. We can help you and educate you and help you understand the components that you need to put together to create a successful virtual event. Also, the fear of cost. And I think a lot of people are fearful of the audio-visual costs of putting together a virtual event. But you don't need to be afraid because we can do this very cost effectively. Also, some people think that their donors and their supporters have Zoom fatigue. They're on web meetings all day long. And why would they want to join a virtual event? But what we found is really your donors are connected to you. And especially if you create kind of a compelling event that has some type of fun entertainment or a great speaker or something creative that you bring to your event, people will join because they want to support your nonprofit. And our fundraising events that have been virtual since March of 2020 have been extremely successful.
Yes, and so other people say, well, how do we do it? The main part is, how do we do it? How do we get it done? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We've got a lot of great tips for you. And so we're going to get started with venue. That's next.
So, when you're planning an in-person event, you evaluate different venues for your event. So you want to do the same thing when you're looking at a virtual event. So your venue is going to be your event website, and it's also going to be your event stream. So you want to evaluate this because when guests come to your virtual event, this is where they're going to come to interact with their friends. They want to learn about your mission. This is where they're going to bid in the silent and the live auctions. This is where they're going to donate to your cause and watch the night's entertainment. So it's really important for you to evaluate that venue. So you want to understand how it looks, what the look and feel is going to be. Can you customize it according to your event theme? How are your guests going to get into your venue? Is it going to be easy for them to connect with your live stream event? How is the flow? Will it be easy for them to get around, to do everything that they want to do while they're at your event, to connect with their friends, to learn about your mission, bid in the live and silent auctions, and be able to donate?
So let's look at the different platforms that we use for live streaming. So many of you say, well, we're going to go to YouTube. That's what we know, or our Facebook Live page, or a lot of people want to use Vimeo, and you have to record that and then play it back. So what are the challenges with these?
Well, I think the biggest challenge with these platforms is that your guests are going to have to go to two places. They'll go to one place to watch your live stream event, and then they're going to have to go to a second place to actually bid in the auction and make a donation. So a lot of people did use these platforms back in March and April of 2020. And I think that was because there really wasn't anything else out there, and this was kind of what they had to use. But now we have different options. Another challenge is that there can be a delay of up to 30 seconds between what's actually happening in real time and what you're streaming out and what guests see. And so this can create a challenge.
Especially for a live auction. If you're trying to do a live auction, you need it to be real time so that you can react with the bidders in the time they're bidding, and it causes confusion if there's a delay. And that's why a lot of these have been done without a live auction component, but it's not nearly as profitable until you add your live piece in, and that's one of the things we demonstrate here.
Well, and I think many times at our in-person events, the live auction raises up to 60 to 70% of all the proceeds raised the night of the event. So we don't want to give that.
Does.
So it still does, and we don't want to give that up at our virtual events.
No, not at all.
So let's take a look at the solution that we have to some of the problems and challenges that the other platforms have. So our solution is an event management software with a built-in live stream.
And so the key is now you go to one place. You go to one place to watch the video, you go to one place to bid, you go to one place to donate, and that same place is the silent auction. So all the pieces to the puzzle are there in one spot, and people log in one time, and they're logged into all the events.
So, the other advantage of this is that you have a delay of less than 1 second between what is happening and what your guests are seeing. So, it truly is interactive, and that allows you to have a really fun interactive live auction, a giving moment. Even it allows you to do things like have a trivia game or ask questions and have people chat in the answers. You're not waiting 30 seconds for those answers to come in. So, it really is a live, in person event.
And it's maximized not only for your mobile phone for bidding and for your iPad for bidding, but it also is maximized for television bidding. You want to have a viewing party, you can watch it there and bid on your phone or iPad.
Right.
So we try to make it easy, and that's what we're going to talk about next. What this is part of removing the barriers to joining. Guests go to one place and everything is there, so they can.
Right. So they go to this one website that you create and you buy your tickets to attend. And that's where they're going to watch the show once you start the live stream. That's where they're going to interact with each other and their friends. They're going to bid in the live auction. They're going to donate to your cause. And this is also where they're going to bid in the silent auction. So we just make it easy. We send them one link. Right before the event begins, we can send them a text message and an email letting them know how to join the virtual event. It has a customized link in it where they can just click on it. It takes them right in to view the virtual event. So it just simplifies the whole process and makes it easy for your guests to join.
That's right.
Let's take a look real quickly at a website for one of our events that happened recently. This was an event called Paint the Canvas Red. And this was their website. So on their website, they had the ability to register for the event. They had all of the information about how to join the event. They also had their sponsors. Click.
They're the sponsors.
Their sponsor logos would show. They would go to the auction preview here.
There's the auction items.
And they would bid on the auction items. And then when it's time for the actual show to begin, you can see that it's right here. So this is part of their video, and this is where people would be able to come and watch the show.
What's great about this event is that they sent out paints, and we'll show you the back end of this in a few minutes, and everybody got an opportunity to do painting with an artist who guided them along during the event. And so this is really fun, and this is a speed painting that they're showing here, but in the actual event they showed you how to paint your own canvas. It was very, very entertaining.
So I think the point here is that on the website they were able to go everywhere to do everything they wanted to do, and when it was time for the virtual event to begin, then they were able just to go back to the same site and watch the show.
And the live auction showed up right exactly where we're watching this right now. So
right. What we want to show here is that when you're doing the virtual live stream, you're going to play your mission video. You're going to play all of the different media that you want to send out on the live stream. So maybe it's a message from your executive director. Maybe it's information about the programs that you provide. Maybe it's a testimonial video. Maybe it's a comedian who's doing a show. All of that is going to play on this same virtual stream, and then the auction can also happen. So we're just going to show you a quick demo from a guest standpoint. This is going to be a mission video that we're going to play a part of, and then we're going to show you how a live auction item is sold, how even, before the live auction, we can show slides of information about the live auction item. We can also show videos that might play before the live auction item. Then we can do the bidding, and then we can also ask for donations, and we can even show scoreboards.
So there we go. Here it comes.
So this type of education is really important for kids because we live in Maine and winter here lasts for a really long time. So this opportunity for them to get outside and to learn how they can have fun and be healthy really benefits them, because if they're not outside in the wintertime, they're inside doing things that may not be healthy, and this gives them a really good opportunity to see that you can have fun and be healthy outside in Maine in the wintertime.
So our first live auction item is a fabulous dinner. And I want to tell you about that dinner before we start it. So we have Rick's Chop House dinner for 10. So
Good
Here's
evening.
Rick's.
I hope you enjoy dinner. We're about to auction off a wine dinner for 10 at Rick's Chop House. We'll have that dinner in our restaurant, in your home, or at our farm at Waterboy. Chef Andrew is going to sit down with you for lunch. We're going to curate a wonderful menu for you. I'm going to pick out the wines and the cocktails. I can promise you it will be one of the most memorable meals you will ever have.
And the items available for bid, and I want to start now at $1,000. And so here it is. This shows the details. It's a 5-course dinner for 10. I have $1,000 bid now, 12 and a half. 1,000 at 12.50. 1,000 at 12 and a half, at 12 and a half, at 12 and a half, at 12 and a half. No money for a great dinner like this. Rick's a friend of mine. He's going to make a great dinner for you. Let's make it happen. 12.50's bid, 1,500 now, but a 15. I got 12.50 at 15, but a 15, but a 1,500 now, 17.50. 1,500, 17.50, made a 17.50. Would you go 17 and a half? 1,500, 17.50 at 17 and a half. I got 1,500, 17.50, 2,000 now, 22 and a half. Would you go 22 and a half at 22 and a half? I got 2,000 at 22.50. No money for a great dinner. This is how it works. You bid. You can see the bidding online as you go. Last call at 2,500, and I'm going to sell it right here at 2,500. The next bid would have been 2,750. We do the donations the same way we do the live auction. What you do is you hit the green donation button, which is in your live stream, and then you choose the level that you want to donate. I've got the levels up from 25,000 down to 100. You can do custom levels for your event. I have 25,000. I see people bidding, and I should say donating. I see people donating as they are clicking the button. So I have a 25,000. Nancy's in at 25,000. I have Claire at 25,000. I have a 10,000 with Lori. I have a 5,000. I have Delane at 100. I have Debbie at 2,500. You guys are all making a difference, and they come in real time. So if you're looking to do a specific amount, you want to get to 100,000, you want to get to 50,000, we can wait for those. We can do the same thing as we would do in a live auction in real time with people in the room that we do it online. And people get excited and they make it happen. So here we are. Using our donation scoreboards is an effective way to drive up donations with mission goals or thermometers. You can even showcase donor names to encourage more donations.
Now I want to show you a clip from an event we did last week where we had an auction item sell for $18,000 a trip to Cabo. Have a look at this. 15,000. Let's do it at 15, but a 15, but a 15. 14 at 15. No money for this great trip. Walter's in at 15. How about 16,000 now, but a 16, but a 16, but a 16,000 now. 15 at 16,000 here, but a 16. $16,000. I got a 15 at 16, but a 16. Now 17,000 is next. 17,000, but a 17, but a 17. Would you go 17? I got 16 at 17.
I think the key thing to this is that Lewis had people in the room bidding, and he also had people online bidding as well, which was really fun.
We're going to talk now about different types of events, the 3 types of events. We want to talk about the virtual live, which is on stage. And the next, we're going to show you a little background about virtual live on stage. We're going to talk about virtual pre-recorded events, and we're going to show you a clip of that. And then we're going to talk about the hybrid, which is the 2. And we're going to demonstrate these. So let's talk about the virtual live on stage event.
So the virtual live on stage basically is where all of the people who are going to be involved in your virtual event are in one place. So let's say you are in your conference room at your offices, and you bring in the cameras and the microphones and the teleprompters and the podiums and all of that, and you're able to have a camera that's filming you and everything that's happening just like you're on stage at your actual in-person event.
Right.
So let's show you an example of what that looks like.
So here is an event that we did, which is a cancer support event. This is the one we're showing you, Paint the Canvas Red. And so this has all the artists. I'm just kind of showing you the setup. We had full AV setup. We had an MC. You have people setting up to do the paint work. We have the paint artists are loading their paint trays as they're going to show people in the audience how to do the painting. So what goes along with this is a full AV team. Now everyone can have a full AV team. It's a little bit more expensive to do it this way, but we have the professional cameras as you see as we pan by. Here's a whole team in the back. They were all social distancing, but we had a sound person. We had a person running the stream. We had a person running each video, and they had a bank of equipment to run it. And this is a professional sound setup. So I think this is one we want to talk about. And as we go forward, we're going to talk about the next type, which is the virtual only. Now the next event looks similar, but everything is recorded. And I'm going to let you hear this one. Here's a little ladies' tea.
So I think the key thing with this is that everything is pre-recorded, but even though it's pre-recorded, it can still look live.
Right.
So let's watch part of the ladies' tea.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Buckner Virtual Tea. My name's Taylor Payne and it's my pleasure on behalf of the children and families Buckner International serves to welcome you to this exciting and pretty unique event. Here's what I've decided. This teacup is going to be for me and this one over here is virtually for all of you. You're going to be sharing, so be careful. While we definitely miss seeing your faces in person this year, let's all be so thankful for this technology that allows us to share tea together, gather virtually, and celebrate the work that Buckner is doing right now. During these challenging and unprecedented times, Buckner continues to serve the least vulnerable in our communities. Over the next hour, you're going to hear updates from Buckner President and CEO, Dr. Albert Reyes. You'll hear a moving story of adoption in the middle of the pandemic, and we're going to have some fun and laugh this year. We have a special guest, comedian Carrie Pomeroli, who will be joining us in just a little bit. A new feature of today's event is our online auction. We're encouraging you to participate. Please, this is going to be a lot of fun. There's no racing around the room this year. You don't have to chase the person away from the table to see if you have the highest bid. It's all right in the palm of your hand.
So you'll see that everything for that event was done online except the live auction. So this is what it looks like at our home studio. We have our live event happening. What you see is what's on the right, and then I am on the left selling the auction items at home, and we add that feature in live to where everything else has been pre-recorded.
So I think the key thing to this is that what's nice about the pre-recorded event is that you have complete control, right? You're able to rehearse what you're saying, you're able to record what you're saying, edit everything, and all of the videos are then sent to us. We load that all up into our switching machinery software, and we basically are your program manager for the night of the virtual event.
And your AV team sometimes.
And then the only thing that's live with the pre-recorded is your auctioneer or your MC who is doing the live auction. But your guests don't necessarily know that all of your pre-recorded material is pre-recorded.
True.
So let's look at an example now of a hybrid event. And a hybrid event really is just a combination of the two.
So on this event here, we had some people in the room doing the AV, but we also had guests in the room, and most people were bidding online. And I'm going to show you and let you hear the crowd on this one.
All right, so authentic is verified. They're no longer so sophisticated. All right.
So basically what happens is with a hybrid event, we've run several hybrid events, and that's where you're going to have a smaller crowd that's in the room. Maybe it's outside. The tables are socially distanced, a little bit farther apart. You have fewer people at the table. You're in a larger space in the venue. And then those people are enjoying an in-person event. But then you're going to have the people who aren't comfortable coming to an in-person event, and they're going to be joining virtually. So you're going to want to have a camera in the room. You want to use the virtual live stream so that whatever's happening in the room is being sent out and people are enjoying it via the virtual live stream, and they're able to see what's happening at your event. And then they can use the same technology, and they can be bidding during the live auction. They can be donating during the giving moment, while your guests who are in the room are doing that. So this is, I think we're going to see a lot more of these types of events moving forward.
Yes, absolutely. Okay? I think everybody's going to have a virtual component, at least for the next year, it seems like. And I hope that it's shorter than that, but I think this is what's coming our way. So let's get into the timeline now. How long should these events last? We're used to having events that go 7 to 10 or 6 to 11 or till midnight. Well, these events need to be a little bit shorter. So we kind of want to keep it at 1 hour max.
Right, exactly. They need to be a lot shorter. Short and sweet is what I always say. So there's several components that you want to include in your virtual event. You want a pre-event video. We're going to touch on that, go into a little bit more detail about that in just a few minutes. You want to have a welcome and introductions, show an inspirational video, a mission video like Winter Kids. you want to hold the live auction. You want to be able to send text messages and text out the link for people to be able to make a donation, and then hold your giving moment with scoreboards that show who's giving, how much you're raising.
Right.
And these can either be done with mission goals and the total amount raised, or you can use thermometers as well. You want to showcase your silent auction items. You want to have your keynote speaker or your entertainment. And then at the end, we want to do the things that people are excited about, like a raffle drawing.
See
you
who
want to
won.
do your last update on donations and your scoreboard, give instructions on when the silent auction is ending. Most of our clients end their silent auction the day after the virtual event. So that's really important. And that gives you time to maybe post a recording of your event up on your social media with a link to the silent auction. Let people go ahead and place their final bids. We had one event where their donations doubled the next day. So that was
Because
great.
they played the event all over again on social media, and then it was ready to go, and people got fired up again, and they bid some more. So
Right. And it gives
And
the
donate.
people the opportunity to share that with their friends and family, to share the links for people to donate. Then you want to say your thank yous and goodbyes. One thing I do want to say, and I want Lewis to address this, is the fact that you need to hold all of your entertainment until after the live auction is over.
yes,
right?
it's just kind of like serving dessert first. Everybody goes home after they had dessert. Well, the same thing goes here. If you're offering a speaker or a magician or some sort of entertainment or a musical group, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, you want to make sure and hold that until after the money is drawn out. And that
After-
we've got our live auction and got our ask for cash or giving moment out of the way first.
Right, exactly. And then their reward for good behavior is the entertainment at the end of the event. So let's talk for a minute about the pre-event programming. This is really important. The pre-event programming is 30 minutes to an hour prior to your actual live stream, actual event beginning. And this time period allows your guests to be able to log in, get ready to watch the virtual event. And so this is really, it's just a video or a slideshow that they're going
Right.
to send. And
Right.
it includes these components.
And sometimes it has a countdown timer like we looked at before, and I'll show you this quick, it has your mission, it has your pictures, it thanks the volunteers, it thanks the sponsors. It might showcase your live auction items in advance. And then it's a countdown to the program. So people turn on and say, oh, I've got 30 minutes. Let me make sure my TV's set up, or make sure my sound is working. So I always put a little bit of music with it. And I'll play this one really quickly, that just a couple of minutes of the beginning of a couple of these events that kind of show you what they start with. So let's look at this one just for a sec. You can see they're thanking sponsors as they go through. There's a time that says, hey, we're going to be starting in 29 minutes. Here are the silver sponsors. Here's the gold sponsors. So this gives you an idea. Let me show you another one that's a little bit different. They did themed music, and I'm going to show you this one because I think this is amazing. They actually provided a playlist, and that's going to be up here next. So here, watch this.
Welcome to the Austin Bar Foundation's 18th annual and first ever virtual gala. The program will begin promptly at 6:30.
So we thought this is great. Everything that you hear on the preview video is in a Spotify playlist, and they send you the QR code so you can download the list and listen to it whenever you like.
Right. And this is also a great place to showcase to thank your volunteers. It's also a good place to showcase some of your silent auction items as well as live auction items, which we mentioned before. And then also maybe to give instructions for how to bid and how to
Right.
donate
Right.
and how to join in on the fun.
Completely. Let's look at another one as well. 3 completely different events. Here's another one that I think is a great pre-show. You can see 3 different types that we just showed you. These are all completely different events, but they have a similar component in that they give you a few minutes to make sure you see. And of course, this is something you offer that your sponsors, hey, we're going to have you on our screen. You're going to be on our live performance. So we want to have the sponsors, the volunteers, the teachers that we love, thanking everybody to get it going. And I think it makes a difference.
Yep, exactly. So that kind of gives you an idea. We can let you see all types of different examples of different pre-event videos. And one thing that's been so heartwarming about this whole pandemic and all of our fundraising is that all of our clients have been so open to being able for us to share their ideas and their informations to help other nonprofits. So utilize us as a source of information. So now let's talk a little bit about engagement. So one thing that you want to do is you want to create engagement at your event. You want to give people a reason to come to your event and allow them to connect with each other once they're there. So we are just going to buzz through some ideas very quickly for engagement. And then our future webinar, I think our next webinar, we're going to touch on this and go into a lot more detail about this. So
here's the first one you can look at, which is they offered, this was a premium box at the Derby. Now, what came in the box is everything that you see in this photograph is that they offered sandwiches. You had the mint julep makings. You had everything that they were having at the event. And when we did a toast at the event, you were doing a toast at home because you had everything they had.
Right. So this was great. They sold a premium box for $150. They sold a standard box for $75. You went by the park, picked up your box earlier in the day. So what we find is that a lot of people are having watch parties. And so they might be comfortable having a party with their little bubble of people that they're comfortable being with. And so you can sell sponsorship packages that include 10 party boxes. You can have individual boxes as well. But this is just great because everyone's eating the same food. They're enjoying kind of the same experience. This also included party favors and a hat because it was a Kentucky Derby party. So let's look at another idea. This is a photo booth. This is a great way to connect your people because people will take pictures, and you can see here, these are the boxes that they received with their ticket purchase. So it came with flowers at the top left. This is the next picture over to the right, shows all the ingredients for the mixology box. So they all created a specialty drink, the same specialty drink. And then the next picture to the right shows the actual meal. And this was beautiful. It was Wagyu beef. It came with instructions on how to heat it, how to plate the food.
And it was delicious because we got one.
Yeah, it was so delicious. So this was fun, and people could go and look at the photo gallery and see all of the other people who they usually joined in person.
But you also create a contest with it. So in the Derby one, we had a best hat contest. And so people put photos of their hats, and we came back at the end and showed who we thought were the best hats, and we had a judging panel, and we could do best hats.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit already about the Spotify list, but that's another thing you can do. That this particular gala we talked about with Austin Bar, they had it was an international night, so they had music from all over the world, and they had been gathered up, people's favorite music from all over the globe, and it was amazing. In fact, there it is. You probably can download it yourself.
Then the next is just creating a happy hour. So this is our virtual happy hour fundraiser toolkit. It's an ebook that we have, and we're happy to send it to anyone who is interested. This is full of recipes of different specialty drinks and information about how to create a mixology demo or a specialty drink where people can really connect and just kind of have a fun time together. And you can actually hire a professional mixologist who comes in and actually does a mixology demonstration for you.
Well, what's next?
Well, you want to make sure that the platform that you're using has a chat feature because this chat is a really easy way for people to connect. It's a great way for you to communicate with your guests as well. The other idea is a speed painter. And this is great entertainment for an event. And I think a lot of you may have seen speed painters in person, but it works great virtually as well.
And then we sell the painting as a live auction. So the next is music.
So have a music group who, or a comedian or some type of entertainer, a great speaker who people would love to see. And that is your entertainment for the night. And that's why some of our clients are actually selling tickets that are kind of a pay-per-view ticket. You don't get to watch the virtual show unless you pay for your ticket.
Right. And here's one we can't.
Hey everybody. Hi guys, what's going on? We are the Ghosts of Paul Revere. Thank you so much for having us. This wonderful event, and thank you so much for raising money for this wonderful cause. The 9th annual License to Chill event. We're chilling. We're chilling.
So that was great.
Right. And what about games?
Well, games can be a great part of your event, especially when you're using chat. You can easily do a trivia night and be able to ask questions. The other
You pay to play to make some more money.
Something that was really fun. We had an animal rescue event, and they had these little emojis that showed up at different times during the event. So
popped up on the screen.
Yeah, it would pop up on the screen, and whenever you saw the emoji pop up on the screen, the first person to chat in the name of the type of emoji that it was: a cat, a dog, a bird, a ferret. Did you know that was a ferret?
No,
Louis?
but I'm glad to see that because I would have said something else.
Yes, but that's a ferret. But anyway, when those would pop up on the screen, the first person to chat in the name of the animal won a prize. So what that did is that created engagement. It made people watch the show, and it was really fun.
Cool. And then we talked a little bit about the painting before. So we talked about the event that had interactive painting, and I think we showed that already, but that is really cool. So you want to say any more about that one?
Yeah, and I just think, their part of their party pack included the canvas and the paints and a bottle of wine, and then people were able to paint right along with the artist in the show.
And the more wine you had, the better your painting looked. I
right.
think. So that was helpful.
Right, exactly.
All right. And then DJ, you can do a virtual DJ as well. People could chat in the music they want to hear, or you can have a virtual dance party and show people in different rooms dancing.
Yeah, we certainly can do that.
We can certainly zoom them in.
Yeah, we can zoom them in, or they can be pre-recorded, and people can send in their song requests before the event. So.
Right. We had another event that had a musician. So what's really cool about Diamond Jim Tyler is that we had an interactive event. His event was in such a way that he had people, and you can see people in a Zoom call in this event, and I can't show you his magic, but he actually had people he called on who answered questions and drew from cards that were already passed out, and he did all kinds of card tricks and different tricks in person, and this was absolutely an amazing show. So you might want to get Diamond Jim. He's in the area too.
I think what I want y'all to think about is something new that you've learned through this webinar, and just one idea that you can act on this week to apply something that you've learned. And I think that's really important. It's great to get educated, but I really want you guys to take something away.
We offer a free consultation to discuss your event and help engineer your most successful event ever. So contact us at muradauctions.com to discuss how to take your fundraising event to the next level. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to get more fundraising success strategies. I'm Louis Murad. Thanks for watching.